Okay. This is the Start a Drug Testing Business website, and we are here for the Specimen Collection Mini Mine. So those of you guys who invested in this website, we have a part of your investment is that every single month we meet like this so that I can share with you the marketing that I'm utilizing to build up my own website business. This is a turnkey business, meaning that we've already done all of the hard work, all of the training and everything that is required by the Department of Transportation according to their publication has already been done. The worksheets are done, the quizzes are done, the exam is done, everything is done, and the website is put together. Now it's time to market it. So these marketing mini mines are an opportunity for me to share with you so that your websites can be successful and mine can be successful. Today we are going to be focusing on, last time we focused on Reels, Instagram Reels and templates that you can use. I'm not sure if anybody's had time to deploy any of those. I haven't had a very full plate, as I know many of you have. However, we're not going to stop. We're not going to beat ourselves up. We're going to just kind of keep plugging along. And what we're going to be looking at tonight are Facebook posts that may be a little bit easier for us to deploy, especially those of us who aren't as familiar with stories and reels and TikToks and things of that nature. Facebook is the one of those diehard go-to places that we know that people are and that we know how to use because we've been using it for a while. That doesn't mean that we're going to stay stuck there. We're going to have to get out of our area, our comfort zones, and learn a little bit more about these others. So this is the thing, okay? This website is designed for people who are looking to build a training business. That's what they want to focus on, something somewhat passive. This is not a set and forget it website. You actually have to, tell people that it exists. You will actually have to manage some of your student processes, okay? So it's not a completely passive asset. However, it is one that if you give it a chance and you market it, should give you a great return on your investment. And for those who are wondering, the investment was $1,750 for this website, right? Now that that's out of the way, your main goal is to recoup that money in short fashion. And what we've done, since this website is unlike the other DOT trainings or drug testing trainings that you're going to find out there, this website's curriculum covers all 18 subparts of 49 CFR 40. CFR stands for the Code of Federal Regulations, okay? And for those of you guys who haven't ever visited, you very much should. And the Code of Federal Regulations is wrong site. Let me just Google it. Google Code of Federal Regulations. And this is the body of all federal law, for lack of a better definition. And it explains to here what it is. It's divided into 50 titles that each represent broad areas subject to federal regulation. 49, okay, there's 50 titles, and Title 49 deals with transportation. So the Department of Transportation has put a publication out, for those of you guys who don't know and are new to this, that there is the ability for anyone, okay, anyone can become a trainer, okay? Let me point it out to you for those who haven't seen it in a while. Let's go to, here we are. Let's go to see one with a PDF. You can do this on your own as well. How to become a DOT urine specimen collector. That's the most popular thing. There's also breath alcohol technician and a screening test technician, and also just training the trainer, which is what's available to you at the Notary Nerds University. So again, if you're here and you don't have the website, going to Notary Nerds, starting your Train the Trainer training will at least allow you to grab that certification. Let me rephrase. DOT doesn't like the word certification, okay? As you can see here, do I need to become certified to conduct DOT urine collections or operate a DOT collection site for drug testing? Let's get it larger so we can read it together. Here it says, no, DOT does not require certification of a collector or a collection site. before they can collect urine specimens for DOT drug tests. In fact, only individual collectors, not collection sites, may become qualified, right, to collect DOT's urine specimens. So what does that qualification look like? And this is where the opportunity is. While the department has not published a curriculum for urine collection training, the DOT expects trainers to base their curriculum on both DOT regulations and the latest version of DOT's publication, Urine Specimen Collection Guidelines. Information on how to access the latest copy of the DOT regulations and the collection guidelines can be found in the last question of this document. The qualification training must contain the following elements: knowledge about Part 40 collection procedures, and when they refer to Part 40, okay, they're referring to the Code of Federal Regulations, right? So 49 Part 40 deals with transportation. It must include all the steps necessary to conduct a proper collection, how to properly fill out a federal collection form, CCF, custody and control form, how to handle problem collections, shy bladder attempts, information about fatal and correctable flaws in collections and collection paperwork, and the collector's responsibility for maintaining the integrity and credibility. So it tells you what that curriculum must include. Now, here's what is very important to those of you who are new to this space, and something for reiteration for those who made the investment in the site. This sentence here: anyone can provide the qualification training described above. Full stop. The trainer does not need to be an experienced or qualified collector, or the same person who oversees the proficiency demonstration, or be a person at all. So in effect, what you have when you have this turnkey template that already has the curriculum outlined, done, turned into a quiz for you, is all you have to do now is mark it, okay? And it goes on to talk about the course material may be taught in person, conducted by video, by computer programs, via the internet, by video conference, or by other equivalent means. Also, there is no mandatory time requirement for this portion of the training. So if you are a member at Notary Nerds and you are interested in becoming a Train the Trainer, once you've completed that training, which is extensive, over at Notary Nerds, you will get a certificate of completion of qualification. Again, because there is no certification when it comes to DOT, right? So what you will get is a certificate of completion saying that you are qualified to train others, because you will be absolutely qualified after you've completed the curriculum that we've put together, right? So if you're thinking about starting a business, maybe you want to rent a, community center room and start hosting live classes and teaching people, CNAs and others in the industry, and face-to-face classes, you can actually do that with the qualification completion certificate that you'll get at Notary Nerds. So there's opportunity here, but you're gonna have to push it. You're gonna have to make it make sense. And this is just one of the publications that the DOT has published about what is required. I encourage you to go search up what is required to be a screening test technician. Go search what is required to be a breath alcohol technician. Again, all of the things that we're covering here with your template, okay? Now, back to what this mini mind is all about, and that mini mind is all about marketing. Me handing you the tools that I'm going to be utilizing in order to be able to market this successfully. I'll admit, TikTok, I love, enjoy it. I'm on it from a farming point of view, but I've not yet figured out how to make TikToks in any other industry. Farming is easy for me because it's something I'm learning how to do, and I just get on there and talk. Well, the templates that we used at our last meeting were great, but I didn't know, how to make it make sense, right? So that kind of fell down on a list of a whole bunch of things that I had to do, and so I didn't take any action on it. This, however, Facebook is my jam. Like what? Like, I know Facebook, okay? Facebook brought me to the dance, okay? Like, you can't tell me too much about Facebook, all right? So, because I know Facebook, right? So the thing about Facebook is you want to utilize it in a couple of ways. It's an easy marketing medium, but then you also want to cultivate your tribe, right? You may have heard me say that in sales, you don't want to rush in and get married. Nobody likes a pushy salesperson. So you need to prepare a marketing situation, campaign, right? Don't do one piece and say, buy my thing, and then wonder why nobody's buying your thing, because you did too much, right? So what my goal would be, and my recommendation to you, and what I'm going to be doing, is there's 30 templates that you're going to get access to tonight. And those templates, I'm going to make sure the link is in the Department of Transportation website template and the module there at Notary Nerds. And with those templates, what you're going to do is set up a 30-day marketing campaign on Facebook. And if you don't know how to do that, I'll show you tonight. And then I'm also going to give you some ideas on how to actually write the copy. And copy is almost the most important thing. It's behind the design, but copy is what you say or how you say it, so that you can actually get your message across to the person that you're trying to attract, right? Okay, so here we are. If you have not done so already, it may be a good idea for you to go ahead and get you a business page for your specimen collection situations, right? Or a group. I would actually recommend that you get a group. It's a great place to kind of attract people to your space, to start to be able to form those relationships that will be required before somebody drops $997 or $100 a month in your pocket. Okay, it doesn't take years and years for this to happen. It just takes an intention for you to be present often. And so a part of tonight is me helping you be present 30 times a month, right? With these templates, because there's a total of 30 of them. Now, I said that it would be a good idea for you to have one or the other specimen collection Facebook group and or a specimen collection Facebook page. However, I actually think you should have both, because from your Facebook page, okay, and if you don't know how to create a page, it's fairly easy. They move things around a lot. Let me see if I can't figure it out from here. And I may have to get back to my profile. And then from my profile, usually there's a plus button hiding somewhere. These dots here, I don't know what yours looks like, but where you want to ultimately find is create, and then go to page. And then this page name is going to be, for me, Specimen Collection University. So I'll have a page named Specimen Collection University, and I'll have a private Facebook group named Specimen Collection University. And the reason that I need this is because these Facebook posts need to go somewhere, right? That's the most important thing, is that you have to have a call to action when you do promote, and that call to action needs to tell people to do something. So what you want people to do is you want to push them over to your group, okay? Now there is the school of thought that, hey, don't let people in your group that haven't paid, but you have to start somewhere. You can create another group later that's more exclusive for maybe your VIPs or whatever later. But for now, you are getting started and no one knows you exist, all right? So you have to kind of, give up the whole, you're not getting in my group unless you give me $10,000 attitude, okay? It's not gonna work, okay? If you already had a following or a list or a database of people, a homogeneous list, meaning everybody on that list is on the same page with what they want, okay? And you're the person that can give it to them. But unless you've got a homogeneous list of about 1,000 people, your first Facebook group is going to be one that you let folks in for free. Any questions on that? All right, so I'm going to create a big, quick bio that just says, the place to learn how to start a profitable drug testing business. All right, the place, and I'm going to clean that up a little bit because people do look at that. The place for health care professionals. I'm niching. Consider niching when you set your Facebook page and group up as well. There's a lot on TikTok about starting a drug testing business, and some of it is very much, you can tell there's no barrier to entry, right? Like literally the DOT said, you know what? You don't even have to be a human, okay? They literally said you do not have to be a person at all, which means that anybody and their grandmama can do this. And you are going to find that to be the case when you start sniffing around doing your SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So it is in your best interest, because I've done my SWOT analysis and I've seen the hot mess express that's out there. So I have an opportunity now to look classy, professional, and up my branding, if you will. So I'm going to target healthcare professionals, preferably RNs and EMTs and people who already own home health agencies, right? Okay, that's going to be my target, right? Because they have the disposable income, number one, and that's who I want to attract. I have developed a very rigorous curriculum. And what do I mean by rigorous curriculum? Well, let me just kind of show you really quickly what I'm talking about. So when we come to the student dashboard and we look inside, and we want to start, like I said, this is the only training that goes through all 18 subparts of the CFR 49 CFR 40. Not everyone else does. We do. So if I were to get started with this training, you know, this is Miss Francis's website. Excuse me. All right, so if I was to click on and start module 1, okay, I could go play around on a Quizlet and do the study of the vocabulary words. Then I would start with worksheet 1. And worksheet 1 would pull up, and I'm not playing games with you today. Like, you're gonna know this. When you come to my website and take this training, I'm not playing with you today. You're not gonna be able to sit down and make a quick 80 and pass and get your little certificate like in every other probably program that's out there. No, you're gonna have to understand, right? The different specimen types, right? You're gonna have to match the specimen type with the definition. This is not, you can't do this from rote, what they call rote memorization. So understand that if you own a DOT specimen collection training website, you own one of the most rigorous curriculums in this space. So rigorous to the fact that I cannot wait until I get my economically disadvantaged woman-owned small business certification, because one of the NAICS codes that I'm going to include in my SAM profile, my SAM.gov profile, is training. And you better know that I'm going to pitch this training to the Department of Transportation. And it can't not be accepted, because I hired people to go letter by letter, paragraph by paragraph, to create the most rigorous curriculum that exists on the topic. Okay. So it's just, to me, hey, you know, if you're like me, you got a lot on your plate and you can't really push this thing. Trust and believe me when I tell you, you've got to make time for it, right? So that it actually can start to get some headway, because there isn't going to be anything else like it, right? So after let's go to a different worksheet. There's several worksheets depending. They're all different. So you can't trick this. You can't pretend to know this, right? Service agents include, but it's not limited to, collectors. You've got to pick. If you don't know what a BAT is, or STT is, or an MRO is, then you're not gonna know, right? So these are the things that we've put into place to ensure that the person going through this curriculum is learning it, okay? And every time someone attempts a training, okay, there is a footprint, electronic footprint, that is created once they submit. Now, what this does is two things. The DOT says, hey, you know, although examination is not required, okay, to demonstrate compliance with the qualification training requirement, it is recommended that the course have built in some means of ensuring that the information has been successfully learned. I repeat, okay? Covered, covered, and covered. So now really all you have to do is get people here. Okay, so create your Facebook page and your Facebook group, except that it's going to be, your group is going to be open to who you invite in it, everybody for free, and consider niching in your approach. Okay, there's a whole bunch out there. The barrier to entry is low. It's even lower than becoming a notary. Costs less than $100 to become a notary in most states. It costs $0 to become a trainer for the DOT drug test. All you have to do is read. Okay? All you have to do is read. Any questions so far? Okay, let's get into it.
Monica,
Let's see here. Marcella says, is there an affiliate commission on the training program? No, there isn't. The training program is actually, if you're referring to the one at Notary Nerds, it's already a part of the membership. And the membership at Notary Nerds is, I think, $37 a month. So since the membership has been kind of stuck at $37 a month, there's not a whole lot of room for affiliates. Now you do have the ability to be an affiliate, but it's, I think depending on when you signed up, there's a percentage of that $37. So it's already incorporated into that. And Francis is asking, just to make sure I understand you, we can't use this until we complete this training too. No, you can use it, okay? Because you own it. And the DOT says that in order for your training to comply with what they want, it needs to do these bullets here, okay? So you own a non-human that does those bullets. Remember, it says here, the trainer does not need to be an experienced qualified collector or the same person or the person or be a person at all. So what I did is I went, hired those people. You guys helped me with that, right? By making the investment, right? So then now I created that not a person at all. I went and followed their rules to the T, and I took 49 CFR 40 and I broke it down into chunks, and it took several weeks for that to happen. And so now I created that non-human that they say is just fine for that to happen. So you purchase that non-human, right? And so now you can use that non-human to train others. It's not you training them, but it's others. However, I did tell you, and I still stand behind, and the other students as well, I highly recommend that you go through the training yourself, because it's just going to help you better be able to sell it to others. But it definitely is not required. So I don't have to read all of this. Thank you. Okay, yes, I hear you loud and clear, Francis. No, you do not have to read all of this. You could just start your marketing. So let's get back to it. We created our page. I'm niching to the healthcare professionals on how to start a profitable drug testing business. Click create. Okay, now here's where these two things come together: your post and your page. Matter of fact, let's make it dual screen here so that we can look at them together. That was from my class last night. I still have that pulled up. Get all some of this stuff done. Whew, lots of stuff open. All right, so get out all that. Leave that up. All right, so we've got our page over here to our right, and it's gonna ask you to finish and do all kinds of stuff and everything. We're not gonna be setting all that stuff up right now. I may have to. Well, let me just give it what it wants. All right, so we're gonna do that. Oh, it doesn't want me to use that format. That's fine. I can type it in a different way. And it's really good if you don't have a telephone number to get at least a Google phone number. Someplace people like to be able to call. I can't ever remember my telephone number, 4214. People like the ability to contact someone or to be able to call someone. right? So even if you, don't have the money to invest in a new line, don't worry about that. Just go ahead on and get a free Google phone number. And I'm not sure what's going on. It's not accepting the number no matter what I do. So either way it goes, determine your hours, always open, no hours available, or open at selected hours. And I'm going to go ahead and put open 9 to 5, which is what most universities will put. So that's what we'll do. And you can go ahead and do this to kind of build your infrastructure around your page, just to set yourself up like you're a real business. The sooner, the better you do that on the front end, the less people will try to move your boundaries on the back end. So you want to set the tone on the front end that you have a business, and this business has operating hours. So that way people aren't expecting you to respond to a message or a DM or anything like that outside of your normal business hours, right? So I need to put the 1 in front. I think is all it's missing. There we are. So we got that taken care of pretty quickly. So I'm going to hit next. And my profile picture, I'm not really sure on what I want to do with that yet, or my cover photo. So add action button. It gives me an opportunity to sign up or learn more. Okay, learn more is actually a good one. Remember, we're not pushy salespeople, so I'm just going to have a learn more. I don't want people messaging me. I don't want people calling me. I don't want to go through a whole bunch of emails. Just click here and I'm going to show you where your information is going to go, right? And then you should, if you have one of these websites, the website link that you should put on your business Facebook page, obviously, is going to be your specimen collection page, right? Your home page, your Google site. So you would get the URL from that, right? If you have it published, you would get the published site link, copy the link, and then you would take it and put it onto your page. And I'm just going to use Miss Francis as my guinea pig. So now when they visit the page, they will be able to click here, and then that button will take them directly over to my site. So you're building a system, right? Nobody knows who you are right now. You have to start somewhere. And if you're not comfortable with Instagram or TikTok or all of these other things, start with Facebook. You've got to start with Facebook. Now, hopping over, well, what do we put on Facebook? Well, that's what these 30 posts are going to be about, okay? So your first post that you're going to make on your page is going to be all about start a drug testing business. They're going to be scrolling and they're going to see this and they're going to click, right? And then when they click, it's going to take them to one of two places. Either it's going to take them to the website or to a lead magnet, okay? Now, a lead magnet is, and for those of you guys who have the DOT site, you guys have I given you guys access to this drug testing business? Yes, we did. We did this, I think, during the first training. A lead magnet is something that allows for people to give you their email in exchange for a download or something of value for free. Okay. Now, if you've got this template, you already have access to this lead magnet, right? So what you also can use that same lead magnet for is over here when you decide to post this on your page. So I would download, let me show you what that would look like. I would take and download this link. You're going to get 30 of these to play with, and we're going to kind of explore them here in just a moment. So you get this one, and you download it. Now, we'll talk numbers here in just a second, but if you're one of those people where, you're like, you know what, I just need to raise $10,000, $15,000 because I really just need some seed money to be able to do some other stuff, right? This is the perfect thing to do that with, right? It doesn't require you to repivot your life into becoming all in on drug testing. It's a tool that offers a service that once you tell certain people about, they will be happy because you're providing them with a top level of that service, right? so that they will have, if DOT ever comes to them and says, hey, I need to show you, I need to see proof that you actually went through a program and that program covered everything it was supposed to cover. Well, folks that go through your training will have their portfolio, and that will shut down any questions about whether or not this person is capable of doing a urine specimen collection or a breath alcohol or a screening test, whatever, right? So I would download the post, and then I would come over here and I would upload it to my page. So I'm going to come here and hit next. I don't want my WhatsApp. I don't want to invite anybody right now. I just want to go to my page. So just keep going until it gets you to your page. So here's my page. So far, I don't have anything on my profile picture or my cover. So you definitely want to get that squared away. But right now we're focusing on marketing, because once you have your page up, okay, it's going to ask what default audience that you want people to see. And we're just going to do anyone on or off of Facebook. That's completely fine. Now I'm going to go ahead and make my first post. So once I post it here, this is where the rubber meets the road. For those of you guys who have this site, right? I told you at the beginning that your goal in life is to get that return back so that you can get in the black as quickly as possible. And for most of you guys, that's selling 2, okay, training programs. Finding 2 nurses who are burnt out, finding 2 EMT workers who are burnt out, who know healthcare in and out and could easily adapt this into a side hustle for themselves, right? And so they're going to look around and see the $85 training and the $197 training and the $700 training, and they're going to compare it to what our training offers and understand that ours is a better value, because, let me make sure I get this uploaded first. Ours offers a small business website to help them launch, right? So I would take that Facebook post and I would come over here and I would post it. Obviously, I would edit it. I would change my logo out. I would do all of the things. That's for you to do, or for your assistant. If you have not hired an assistant, now is the time. Because if you're not going to do it, it won't get done. And if you don't do it, you're going to not see any return. So here would be my first post. That's day 1. Now, Facebook allows for you to do something else. It allows you to schedule a post. So by you having access to all 30 of these, okay, which we'll look at. So you've got start a drug testing business. You've got a little about us that you can change that, okay, and pull some AI in. Hello, you do not have to reinvent the wheel. Talk about what your target audience wants to talk about. Making money, starting their own healthcare, or starting their own drug testing business. Talk statistics. How many small businesses would have a drug testing program if they had a third-party CTA? Okay, so you have to use AI, use the language to think of things to talk about on these different posts. Don't think you have to make this an about us post. You could change this to you know, $3,000 a month, right? Or $10,000 a month. You can change this to anything you want it to change, but your goal is to get them to read whatever it is and to click to do whatever it is you want them to do, right? So that's the beautiful thing about templates, is that they allow you to be creative. And so here, you could come in, and if you wanted to leave this as a meet the team post, that's fine. Or you may want to come in and change this over to a profile of a RN who, you know, signed up for your class, or whatever the case may be, or someone who you may want to get somebody. If this was a post that I would use, I would probably save it for people who are actually signed up in my program, or it would be introduction to me, right? I would take probably a picture here and describe myself so that they knew who I was as the site owner. And if I had an assistant or whatnot, I would probably put their information there. Again, you could leave this as a meet the team, or you could kind of come up with a whole different thing. Change this to opportunities in drug testing, right? You could change that to opportunities. And instead of these pictures of these ladies, you could do a picture of or just, talk about urine specimen here. You could talk about breath alcohol here. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to stick with whatever the template is giving you. You have to think about your audience of who you are trying to attract and adjust each post accordingly, right? Obviously, you would change this headline from Stephen Jobs to something else. But what we're giving you is the professional. The others that are out there marketing drug testing are kind of not as good as this, okay? And I say that with all humility, right? That's the goal. If you're coming into the market and you're the 10th person to enter the market, then you have the benefit of all 9 people before you to see what they look like. And what I found when I searched for urine specimen collection training, right? When I searched for urine specimen collection training, I saw the Quest Diagnostics website. Okay. All right, so here's their website, hair test, oral fluid, urine collection, and you can talk to a representative. All right, so here's that. And then I'm not really sure, so I'm going to click urine. And then I have to figure it out, right? So then I went to the next one in line. You know how people are. People aren't going to figure out your site. They're not going to stick around. They're going to go to the next one. And then here's another one that I came across, which seemed to be one of the more established ones. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you see this site?
They want you to buy something.
Very much. B says, I've had problems getting the lead magnet to download when they sign up on the Google form. So can we direct them to the Facebook page instead so they can download from here? And that, yeah, absolutely. If that works better. And then I wouldn't mind troubleshooting why that Google form isn't automating like it should. And we'll have to figure that out. So yeah, so one of the veterans of the DOT training game, this is their website, called them very nice people. The lady who owns this site has been in business for 20 years and can run circles around anybody in the drug testing business. But guess what? Are you gonna guess what I'm about to say? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how long she's been in the business.
Right,
the DOT said anyone can provide the qualification training above, and that entity doesn't have to be a person at all. So this is the one industry where longevity and experience don't help you. The DOT could care less about how long you've been doing a thing. Exactly. The only thing they care about when it comes to training is that you cover everything in their rule book. Okay. So when I saw this as one of the most veteran websites and I saw how busy it was, I had to make decisions. I said, you know what? I'm not going to sign up for this training because I knew at the time that I was going to be doing my own. And I didn't want ever it to be said that I was taking from their training to create mine. So I went ahead and, like I said, commissioned my training to get done. And so now I have it. So there is no need for me to go through it because they can't teach me anything that's not already in here, right? Now, when you look at the graphics and you look at the amount of words, you know that they're probably not as concerned about aesthetics as we were, right? So this is the difference in the websites. This website to the left is the most veteran experienced person in the world, right? But it's very, very much, it's a lot. And they're only charging $89.99 for the online procedures course, but you've got to do your 5 mock collections with somebody else, and you got to sign up for that. And there's a whole bunch of stuff to do, right? Whereas on our website, the first thing we tell you in our header is that we are the only training program that includes a small business website to help you launch your drug testing business. So as my SWOT analysis ensued, as I started to do this research, as I started to go to these different websites, and I started to make telephone calls, and I started to inquire about training programs, I was beginning to formulate what best practices I needed to implement to make ours stand out. Again, LifeLock Technologies also offers the DOT training. And here again, there's a lot. So I've got to figure out what is it that I need to do. And then, okay, that's great. Contents, okay, that includes everything. So how do I take the training? All right, so course design, okay, great. How do I do it? How do I sign up? And I don't know how to buy this. All I want to do is buy this training, certified urine specimen collector. Let's try again. Where do I go? I'm going to go scroll again. How long do you think that the average consumer is going to stay on this page?
Not long at all.
Okay. How long are you going to stay? I want to take this training. How long are they going to stay?
Not long, because I gotta search
I'm
for
here
it.
and I'm pretty good at computers, but I haven't been able yet to find out how to get this class into my cart. That's example number 3. Example number 4, your competition. They're all on the first page of a Google search. Is the DOT specimen collector training. Again, they're highlighting more than 25 years of DOT training and drug testing experience. Does that matter? It doesn't matter.
No.
Okay. Doesn't matter at all, right? So here their website is a little nicer than what we've seen so far. So let's go ahead and sign up for some training. So here's the DOT specimen collector training. And so with this, we could do the $99, or we could do the training and the mock collections for $350, right? So let's add that to the cart. And let's see here, I did go and look at some of the reviews. Let's see here, and they were more like questions, yeah. Can I use a certified drug and alcohol tester at my company to perform my mock test instead of the instructor via webcam? So the big challenge is the mock collections. So when people take this training, they still have to do the 5 mock collections. So Francis, when we were talking about, do I have to do this training? No, you don't. But if you take advantage of it and go ahead and go through it, you will be qualified to do the mock collections. And that's a whole separate set of money, right? That's a whole separate set of money. And you don't want people leaving to go pay someone else to do that. You want your students, when they come and take your training, to be able to go ahead and you get on a Zoom with them and then do their mock collections. As a matter of fact, once I get my certificate, once I get my qualification certificate, I've got to go through it just like you guys. I will offer mock collections. So that's one reason I encourage you to do that. All right, so we've seen enough, right? These are the competition. This is the competition. We've isolated, not isolated, we have set ourselves apart with a USP. USP stands for unique selling proposition. Our unique selling proposition is twofold. We are the only training program that includes a small business website to help you launch, but we're also the only one that covers every single one of the subparts of the 49 CFR 40. Nobody else is saying that on their site, right? All right, so now that we kind of have a good understanding of where we are and what we're doing, let's go back to scheduling these posts so that we can start telling people about our business. So again, you have to be creative. We've done the hard work for you. We've given you the medical look and feel. We've made a diverse situation, right? And we've given you 30 opportunities to be able to put yourself in front of somebody in your audience. Well, Monica, how in the world am I going to get in front of that audience? Well, when you get that Facebook business page set up, you're going to post and you're going to come over here and, oh, it's telling me that this post can't be boosted. You can choose from a list of your eligible posts to reach more people and so far and so on. I don't know why this can't be boosted. So let me just see why. Okay, let's see here. Your settings will apply to future. So if I had a daily budget of $3, and it's going to only choose which post. So again, go ahead and create your page, because what I think is the newer it is, the less it is likely to allow you to post quickly. You see, I just created this tonight, so I'll have to check and come back tomorrow to see whether or not I can boost this post, because that's how you're going to have to get your name out there, is you're going to have to boost your post. Okay. It's telling me this post isn't eligible for boosting. Ah, well, it changed its mind. Just that quick. Even more reason for you to go ahead and get your page created so that it seasons itself. It doesn't take long, apparently. But I want them to go to my website, right? Or I want them to download my ebook, or I want them to do something that results in me getting their email. So imagine them being on their phone, they scroll up, they're on a break, they work in the OR, they see this nurse that looks like them, and they're like, what? Drug testing business? Let me click on this. They click and they go to your website, and then they get there and they see that free report and they download it, right? So your whole goal is to create a system, a lead generation customer acquisition system, right? That's a circle that starts with you at the top of that circle, or your website, and you announcing that website on Facebook, you investing, let's just see here, a little bit of money, right? Let's go and choose to see exactly what we would end up having to spend. I'm going to always choose learn more. I'm not going to ask for money, because when you say buy now or sign up, those defenses go up in the consumer brain, okay? And they say, no, I don't want to buy. They're going to try to sell me something. Learn more is less intrusive, less off-putting. You're going to go into your audience, and you're going to create a new audience. And again, because I'm being strategic, I'm focusing on RNs or nurses. And I'm focusing on women. I'm focusing on women who are between the ages of 30 and 65, right? Because they don't have to be actively licensed right now. This is a great side hustle for somebody who's retired who just wants to stay busy. So I don't have any geographic restrictions, and there's only a handful of us with this website template. So there's no way that we're going to bounce off of each other or interfere with each other's money, because there's just no way. There's too many people in the country. There's only 11 of us that actually have this website template. So I'm going to go ahead and go for it. I'm going to go to the United States, and I'm going to let that be my domain as far as who I'm searching for. And then I'm going to go into detailed targeting, and I'm going to go ahead and find nurses. So nurses is who I'm looking for in demographics. So if you'll look, you'll notice that these categories have little labels under them. And the labels that say interests, okay, the labels that say interest are just somebody that might have liked something. That doesn't mean that they are a nurse, okay? LPNs are nurses too. If they're interested in that, they're likely an LPN. And this is probably got people that are in my target audience. So I'm okay with that. But better than interests is demographics. Now, we have nurse's assistant listed as a demographic, but we don't have registered nurse. Now, that's who I really want. Somebody tell me why I want an RN in my target audience. Why do I want an RN in my target audience? They
have all the credentials.
They're like burnt out now, aren't they?
How much does an RN make versus a nurse's assistant?
Triple the money, I would think.
Okay. So when you start thinking about targeting, you want to make sure you when you're coming up with what to boost, okay? Registered nurse, hospice registered nurse, demographics, oncology nurse, demographics, I just hit the money. Endoscopy RN, demographics, I just hit the money. Demographics on the midwife. Demographics on the family nurse practitioner.
Yeah,
I
want
see
somebody
you,
to know gonna pay
nurse.
for it.
Okay, let me come on back with it. Nurse, nurse, nurse. Nurse anesthetist, demographic, that means they've listed themselves as such. So critical care nurse, demographic. Operating room nurse. Nurse, nurse, nurse. Do I want CNAs? I don't mind. However, I really want the individuals who I know have the disposable income, right? Licensed practical nurse, and who may be on the end of, not wanting to work for someone, especially after everything they did for us during the pandemic, and they can't leave their jobs and they need something to transition. They're okay with blood. They're okay with pee. They're okay with all of these things already. It is not your job as the owner of one of these websites to go convince a kindergarten teacher that they need to start a urine specimen collection business. That is not your ministry. Okay. This is not time. No, we're not doing that. Okay. So let's go ahead and just go with what we've got. And as we saw, it was fairly easy to identify them. Demographics are your best friend, right? And if you wanted to just get to kind of get a hold of your state, right now, my estimated audience has gone from 7,900 to 9,300 from millions because of these demographics. If I were to, let me save my audience. You want your audience to be defined like it was just then. But if I wanted to, I could actually go back in and change my location to just say, okay, you know what? Let me just focus on Tennessee. Let me get rid of the United States. Let me just focus on the state of Tennessee. And let me lock Tennessee down, right? Let me get the word spreading in my state. Estimated audience is too small. So therein lies the rub, right? So if you go too small, then it won't work, right? So you might have to go big. So then you're saying to yourself, well, there's 11 of us. If we all do the same things, no, it won't matter, because guess what? We're all going to have different spends. Some are going to spend 30, some are going to spend 20, some are going to spend 100, some aren't going to spend it all. Some are going to spend this week, some aren't going to spend next week. It doesn't matter. It's actually going to be good that we're all out there doing it, because we're all going to have similar style, and we're going to class up the place when we enter the space. When the nurses start seeing it, a win for one is a win for all, right? So my whole thing is, this is going to be the encouragement that you need to know that, hey, there's 11 other people out there with this site, and I don't need to be sitting around waiting on this to happen for me. I need to go ahead and get these templates. I need to go ahead and get it done. And if I'm not going to get it done, let me hire my daughter, my niece, my nephew, somebody to get my Facebook business page up and schedule these posts so that one is happening every single day. And let me see how much I need to spend. So here we are. Let's go back to the geographic selection. And let's just go ahead and go United States. Come on. Can I just get one United States? There we go. All right, save audience. Again, 7,900 to 9,300. Now, if my total budget was $14 for 7 days, which it 100% could be, then what it's telling me that I'm going to reach approximately 211 to 609 account center accounts. So let me click, because that's a new one for me. I'm not sure what account center account. Okay, so let's kind of define that. An account center account refers to either one, an individual Facebook or Instagram account that has not been added to the same account center as another account, or two, the two or more Facebook and Instagram accounts that have been added to an account. Okay, so you're gonna reach an account, individual's account, or a Facebook and Instagram that's already been combined into one. So basically, you're gonna reach individuals, right? So that's fine. So let's say I had $14 as my budget. It's telling me I'm going to reach 211 to 609 accounts, and then I'm going to have between 2 and 11 clicks. Now, you know what that means. Got to go to my drive. I've got to pull up my calculator. Got to pull up my calculator. Right? Let me get my other calculator. I think I've got two. I think this is the one that I like to use more than the other one. So I've got to pull up my calculator and I've got to remember what my numbers are. Got to remember what I need in my database, right? Here I've got 1,400 and Facebook is telling me. So when I make my Facebook decision, this is how this goes. I come to my calculator, right? And I say, all right, so I need an audience database of 1,400 people. So I am going to use the link clicks as the people who would actually be likely to enter my database. If they don't click, they're not coming, okay? So these link clicks are your best estimate at who's going to end up in your database. It says here, this is the number of link clicks that we estimate you can get each day based on your campaign performance and estimated daily reach. The actual number of link clicks you may get may be higher or lower than this estimate. Okay, well, if I need 1,400 in my database or whatever, I need, you back into your money here. You back into your goal here. So here's my website. What is my goal here? I'm trying to hurry up and get that first $2,000 is really what I'm trying to do. So I want the one-time payment, the 1% conversion rate, which is the absolute lowest possible conversion rate, to be $2,000. So in that regard, I am going to lower this database number until it gets to 2,000. So I really need 200 people, excuse me, 200 people to click. I want to double my odds. I need probably 400 people over here on Facebook to click in order to get 200 of them to say, okay, I'll give you my email, right? So in order for me to get 400 people to click, how much do I need to spend? Well, let's come over here and let's start playing with the little do folly, right? So let's go up to $30 over 7 days. I'm still kind of just getting along, okay? Just kind of trudging along there, right? Because you're not going to get somebody to click on your Facebook post and then immediately spend with you. You are going to get them to click, and then you're going to give them hopefully encouragement to download that free thing. And then once you give them that free thing, then you're going to follow up with them and make sure they understand that free thing. And then you're going to give them something else, another little tidbit of information about how much money they can make. See, I've already got those emails set up for you, right? But you can't really do the emails now. And thanks to OpenAI for the emails that have already been written. There's a series of 8 emails that you're going to get in our next session. But again, you have to have this stuff set up first, right? You can't start your email campaign until you have your database. So $30 probably ain't going to get it, okay? $30 probably isn't going to get it, okay? So let's just go ahead and just break the bank. Let's spend $100 over 7 days. All right. I'm going to be reaching between 606 to 1,800 accounts that are targeted to my nurses. So I'm not just going out to anybody, not just any nurses, nurses who are women between the ages of 35 and 65. Right. So I've got a super targeted list. And so now all I need to do is to play the numbers game. So every day for 7 days on the low end, I'm going to reach 606 people. How many people is that total? Every day for 7 days, if I reach 606 people, somebody help me with the math. How many is that total? Hey, B, yes, you guys do have that spreadsheet, but if not, I will make sure the link is in the module. I don't know if you have this one. You might have this one. I think you guys have this one. Okay, 4,242 people. Awesome. So 4,242 people is how many people that this $100 will put me in front of. Not just any people, but 4,242 of like the people that I really hope see it. I really hope they see my honey look, right? Like they're going to instantly know, okay, I see you, professional marketer. I see you, 35 to 65. Hello, okay? I see you. I see you reaching out to me in a very professional way that you didn't create in Canva. You saw me, you know I'm ready to leave, and you're targeting me, and I see you. So I'm going to click, and I'm going to get this thing that you're talking about how much money I can make doing drug testing on the side. right? So 4,242 people means that 4,242 people are going to see it. And then I should have done it this way. Let me get the math different. The link clicks is really what I want. So 7 times 7 is 49. 49 people on the low end, and then 27 times 7 is what? 154. So between 49 and 154 people is what I'm going to get with that $100. 49 and 154. So we're going to split the difference, and we're just going to call it 100 people. You're going to spend $100 to get 100 people in your database. 189. Okay. So 189. Now, if I convert 1%, one of those people convert, I've basically recouped my expense for the website. So now I'm at break even. And when you make an investment in an asset, you want to get to break even. You want to get to the money, to the black quickly, but you want to get to break even quickly too. They're one and the same, right? Just about. But my goal is, my purpose in illustrating these numbers to you and showing you this is because, yes, you're going to have to take action with some good marketing, and you're going to have to put it to work by creating this system. You're creating a lead process for your business. This is how you acquire new customers. So when it comes to the scheduling of this situation, because you really want to go ahead and schedule yourself out, let's cancel out of this. Oh, let's look at one more example before I cancel. For those of you guys who have a budget for this and you know it takes money to make money, let's look at going ahead and going up a notch, right? So for 3 days, you're going to run into this many accounts. You got for 7 days rather, and you can extend, or you can make it shorter. You can make that for the whole month. Okay. You can do a whole bunch with Facebook, right? So you can make it stretch. So don't ask me about how to set up a pixel. I do not know how. I have still not learned after all of these years, but it's very, very important. If you set it up, you're going to save yourself a lot in marketing cost. Now, regardless of how long, right, you set your duration for, the bottom line is keep an eye on your link clicks, right? 14 to 40. And these are your estimated daily results. So every day for however many days that you have it set for, utilize your low end number, because remember, everybody who clicks is not going to necessarily enter in your database, right? So you base this on your budget. I would start small. I always start small. Okay. Hey, I start small with everything. There is no shame in a humble beginning. I started Notary Nerds by promoting posts from my YouTube channel, $50 to $60 at a time. And then I would point those people into my Facebook group. And I kept doing that. Okay, until I was able to say, okay, well, hey, let's start to meet up. And we started meeting up every Wednesday. And that wouldn't be a bad idea for you, right? To create a space where the registered nurses can get to put a face with a name and know who it is behind the training, right? So however you develop your model out, if you don't want to be that involved, if you don't want to get into that, get into the weeds with the Zooms and all of that, you don't have to do that either. But just know that the more unique you make your training program and the more value you bring to people, the more that they will talk about it and the more that they will come. Any questions? Let me check the chat. Okay, let's see here. Somebody says, Francis says, is that part of the Business in a Box website? The spreadsheet? No. The calculator is a part of the DOT, for you guys that have the websites, the DOT website, to have it, to be able to access it, right? So I'll have to go into Kajabi in the morning or to Notary Nerds University and make sure your links are in there. But you should have these links. This is probably from the very first class. but I'll go back and make sure of it for sure. All right. Is there anybody who is interested in having one of these sites that does not have one of these sites? Let me know that. You send me a message and I'll make sure you get access to that. But the bottom line is, in your module, there will be these posts, this template, right? The template link. I'm going to go drop it in there as a matter of fact right now. And then I'm going to also just drop in there really quickly the link to the calculator, so you can make sure that you have that. So if you're not already, just hop into the Notary Nerd University library and give me about 2 seconds. Yes, so there's links to website templates already in, oh, those are the website templates. Okay, so no. So let me go ahead and give you the link to the, yeah. So I need to create one that has the live replays. Let me see, they may be already in there. Let me just double check. I'm gonna, and I'll share my screen in just a moment. All right, so if you have one of the sites, then you should be familiar with the way this is looking here. And so let me make sure the links aren't already there. So that's the access to the business information form. Okay, so that's that one. Let me go and make sure I didn't drop them in. Nope, 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 I have not. So let me do that now. All right, so it will be in its own little designated place. What I'm going to call it is training calculator. I'm going to create an additional module this specifically for training calculator. And then once you guys refresh, you should be able to see it. All right, so and feel free to come off mute if you have any questions while I'm doing this in the background.
Well, you know me, I've always got some stuff going on. But I've got some things that I wanted to go over with you on this call because of what.
All right, it's just about ready. I'm publishing it. However, I've got to go add the link from both calculators. So I'm going to go ahead and add the first link, which is the templates. Click here. Canva templates, Canva Facebook templates. Get that taken care of first. So if you are in there now, go ahead and refresh and you should see that. Then next, I'm going to go ahead and put the links to the actual calculators, and I'll put both of those calculators in there because I don't know why I have two, but there's two. Who knows why I've got two, but we're going to go ahead and put them both. So this is going to be training website calculator. And I probably created them thinking that the second one thinking that the first one didn't exist. So feel free to just use whichever one that you would like to use. And when you refresh, you will see training website calculator 1 in there. And I'm about to put the second training website calculator in there now. And please let me know if you're having any difficulty at all with either of the links. They have been unrestricted, so there shouldn't be any problem when you click, but just in case, this would be the perfect time to let me know if there is any problems. And this is going to be called Specimen Collection Website Calculator. So again, they're probably the same. Just choose whichever one you want to use. So all of the links for tonight's class are now officially in your module and available. Let me preview so that you can see those now, and I'll share my screen. All right, so once you're in your module, well, I don't know why all these were down here, but there's the training kind of cottywopper. Okay, so click on the Canva Facebook templates to access that. Okay, use template. And then obviously you'll have to open up your own Google, however you get into Canva. You may need the Canva Pro. Okay, so definitely consider doing that. And then once you've got that squared away, if you want to play around on the calculator, you can choose which one of those calculators that you want to play around with. Make a copy. Feel free to make a copy. That's another thing. Once you open up your template, immediately make a copy of it so that you don't start to edit the original. All right, so that's it for tonight. Were there any questions?
Can we go? I have a quick question about the template that I got. I think it was number 4. I think that's how you have it in there. It was the darker one. I've completely revamped it. But one of the things that I noticed when I was going back through the training was that when you opened up like the pricing, it had like a different format. And all I have is just that strip that says the amount and the buy now button. I don't have anything else underneath that. So I don't know if mine was completed, because I think you had stated that I would get another template because there were some things that weren't in there. I'm not sure.
Let me see. Do you have the ability to share your screen?
Yeah.
All right. Let me stop sharing so you can share, so I can see what you're talking about, and then I'll go ahead and pull up. You got template number 4, you say?
Yeah, I think it's number 4. So let me see if I can share. So when I go to pricing, there's this drop down menu, but
Okay.
this is all that's in there. There's like nothing else.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Over on pages, do you have a pricing page that, okay, no, that's the only pricing page.
yeah.
Okay. So your buy now button now, let me see here. Let me see what the other styles have on that particular page. Okay, I see exactly what you're talking about. All right, let me come over and then I'll share my screen so we can see. Patrick needs to go back and revisit that, or if I just gave you the wrong. Do folly.
I have a question about like these photos and things like that. Is there a file that we get with them so that we can maybe adjust these, or is
No,
it
no, unfortunately not. These are royalty free, and I did get that. I think it was a comment that Ms. Violet sent over my way, and Patrick, who did these for me, is getting me the name of the website. However, I don't know if you can edit these images. They're just like with any template, people use certain assets, if you will, just for the template's sake. Now, you can keep those templates, or you can go get your own templates, but I don't believe that these templates are editable.
No, they're not. And that's,
Yeah.
I mean, I can edit them. I know how to, like, as far as, I was just hoping that I'd have either the PNG or the JPEG form so that I can manipulate it the way I wanted to with my software. I can jerry rig it, but it's just a pain. So I figured these were probably royalty free, but I couldn't figure out. I found a lot of photos, but I didn't find these specific ones. And I was just trying to see if I could find something similar.
I
So-
got you. Yeah, and I have an email into him so that he can. Now, if he told me that he didn't tell me where he got them from, but he did confirm that they were royalty free. But if for some reason he's able to provide me with the JPEG, then absolutely I will forward them on so you can do what you want to with them. But the main thing is that pricing page. I want to get that kind of on your template, figured out real quick. So let me go and.
And then I have another question as far as like the training itself. These modules, are they linking back to the Kajabi Notary Nerd site?
No,
training?
no. Your
Okay.
site, yeah, for sure. Your site there are your site and your quizzes and all of your things are just in your Google. Okay. So your Google Drive is your Kajabi. And so when people access and when you get ready to publish your site and they start clicking and going back, they will be going to they will be pulling from your drive.
Okay,
right?
so they're in here because I don't have those files there. I mean, I know that they're in here. They're right here, but like they've got a website, they've got, I just don't know how to get to them. Like,
So when somebody completes their worksheet or whatever the case may be, obviously you're going to need to be able to have access to that so that you can actually keep their, their student records all in one place on your drive, right? I hear you. So let me figure that out.
Because I know that like when I was looking up some stuff, they're like, well, you keep everything on your drive, which I understand. The links that you have, you make everything easy. Like the issue that I'm having with let me see here. The issue that I'm having with this on the back end, making the quiz, because I have the quiz set up. And this is my back end. And I've tried it with multiple, I've tried it with, I've gone to my drive and pulled it from here.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that it is, I'm managing the access on that. It states that it is anyone with the link,
Right.
And then I copy that link. And then I have to go back here, edit.
Let me try to fill out your quiz and see if it delivers, see what happens. So if you could go to send and grab that share link and drop it in the chat. And let's actually try it in real time to see if I'm able to download that free report.
Okay. Let me see. No, my screen. Hold on. I've got two computer screens up, trying to get to the right one. I have to stop share in order to get to it.
Yeah, that little thing covers up everything. Okay, perfect. All right, so I am going to share my screen just so that everybody can kind of see what the process would look like if you were setting up your lead magnet, because that's what she's doing is on her site, there's a place for people to come and download stuff. And so right now she's having this, it's not working like it's supposed to. So what we're doing is we're troubleshooting to see why. So I have clicked the link. Let me click it again to B's form, right? So I'm going to put in my name. Can everybody see my screen okay? All right.
Yes.
So, okay. Thank you. And then I'm going to put in my email. And I'm going to hit submit. So this is her automation, right? We all have to have it. Instead of paying for ClickFunnels to deliver a PDF, B is using a Google form to deliver this document. Now, the thing remains is when I click this as that busy registered nurse, is it going to take me forever? Let's see.
Oh, it did it. It did it. Yeah.
There it is.
B,
There it is.
worked.
and it looks great.
Oh, okay, good.
So now she's got my email. I'm an RN, and she's given me 10 pages of AI, because that's how I wrote this book. Okay. And we kind of went back and checked it and looked at it. And I told you guys when I gave it to you to go through it and look at it. So shame on you if you didn't. But I know B, and I know B, she went over this with a fine tooth comb to make sure it was in her voice or how she wanted it to do it. So
No.
now the person that gave her the email didn't do so in vain. We've saved them a lot of time. How much money do I need to start this up? Why is now a good time to start a drug testing business? All of this was given out in our first one of our earlier sessions. All right.
I put links to all these. I changed.
Smart. She's being extra helpful, right? So she's being extra helpful, which means she's being now positioning herself as a resource. So the RN, the LPN, the oncology nurse, the phlebotomist, whoever gets that in their feed and they come and they download this, they're going to have a resource, and they're absolutely used to dealing with resources as medical professionals, and they're going to appreciate that. So she's already separating herself clearly with the name, okay? Specimen Collection Training Academy. Now she's putting it together, right? Now we've got to figure out is her pricing page, right? Because let me go and double check that template right now to see where did my email go. For whatever reason, this is like when I open up Google, it like disappears on me. There we go. So I'm going to open up my drive and share my screen so that you can come along for the ride. Okay. And I'm going to go to websites and I'm going to go to style 4. Was it style 4? We'll keep saying
Yeah.
style 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So style 4 as a template, and then the pricing. How just on a scale of 1 to 10 be, and I know you know technology and all that, how easy has it been to edit your site like you wanted it to look?
It's a learning curve. Is it style 4? It's the one with the chair. It's the one that the
Yeah,
chair.
that's what I was thinking. Okay, so let me go
I thought that was style 4. I don't know. Maybe that's
style 1.
I'm sorry, style 1. Yeah, that's the one. The one thing I do want to let you know is like you have the way you have the people in there, the responses, your I forget what you call it, where you have the people.
Testimonials.
Yeah, your testimonials. When you look at it and you put it on when you preview it as your mobile, it doesn't come out right.
Okay.
So you want to make them either lengthwise as one picture, but you have them as two different, you have the picture and the name, and then you have.
Oh, I see. It goes.
Yeah.
So you can't tell whose quote is for what picture.
And that's not that big of a deal, but I just wanted to let you know, because because I deal with this when I'm because I make registration pages for travel events. So whenever somebody's got to go in and they sign up for their event for their company or whatever. So it's the same thing. It's you drag and drop. So it's kind of the same thing here. But that's part of what you want to make sure that you're in this either that it's the name and the picture is all one item, right? 2 separate areas, because it'll do this for you. So this is something that just to let you know, since most people are going to look at this on their mobile. Right, that is true. And fortunately, as a saving grace, I see the line of demarcation. But you're right. You want the picture, you want it to be consistent picture first, but in a worst case scenario, you really couldn't get too confused about who's. No, it's easy because it's only 2, but just for like, if you were to do the same thing with like how you have the 4 up there with the trainer, and we still need to fix this one too, because I'm with you on that. It should be consistent picture, then quote, then picture, then quote, especially like you said, because most people are going to be doing this on a mobile phone or looking at it for the first time on a mobile phone, right? So I will get Patrick to fix that. And then the other thing I wanted to go to is the pricing page. And so right now, your pricing page has this, but it doesn't go anywhere.
that what you're saying?
Yeah,
It doesn't
I mean, that's it. I thought that there was a little, when I was viewing the, the training,
right?
that where you click it open and it's got that part, the pictures with all the annual and stuff.
Okay, so here's what happened. I just clicked it and it took me there. So let me just try it again. So let me go to the pricing. And it may just be that the link is broken and we didn't, for whatever reason, correct it. So when I go to preview on the template that I supposedly copied for you and click on buy now, it's going to where it's supposed to.
Okay, let me see if it's just because I keep getting a restricted thing. So let me just see. Let me go to my preview and see if I can do it there.
Here, I'll stop sharing and let you.
No, it's doing something weird. Let me just a second. It's deciding on whether or not it's going to let me in.
I found that when I'm on Zoom, my computer doesn't like it. It's like you're using up my space and then you want me to have all these tabs open and then you want me to do work. Like I'm not doing all of this. So I'm finding that now I'm going to have to I can't work and Zoom at the same time as much as I used to be able to for some reason.
So let me see. I think I have the pricing page shut off right now. So let me go bring it back up so I can actually see it.
Okay.
So pricing. Show on navigation. There we go. Let's see if it'll let me do it again. So, okay, so when I click on this, let me see if it'll let me do it here. Yeah, okay, now it's doing it. I don't know why it wasn't doing it. I don't know. I've had a couple of issues where I didn't do anything different for the form from the other night that I was working on it. So maybe it's just my computer just needs to get shut down on occasion because I keep it open so much. So maybe that's the issue.
Well,
but it's so
I'm glad we troubleshot that lead magnet because that's really important, especially now that you have access to the templates to start marketing from your Facebook. So fixing that and making sure you've got a good delivery system in place for that makes me feel good that that's done. And then also, I'm glad that you pointed out that that little thing that's going on the homepage when we're looking at it from a mobile point of view. So we'll get that fixed for sure, because it does flow a lot better when you have a clear, like the picture should be here for Ashley, and then the everything else underneath, just like with this top one. So we'll get that fixed. And then I'll ask Patrick also about the source to see if we can't get the JPEGs. And of course, if we can get them and he can put them in a file for me, I'll just share that file with you guys so that you can have it and put it on your drives.
Because like this, I'll need to change because obviously it's a different setup. So were these items something that you got on that you used from Canva as well?
Yeah, so he created those. Those are simple Canvas mock-ups, and he created those just using screenshots of the templates. So yeah, so those are in Canva, and if you want to just take screenshots since you've redesigned your site, can we see your site again, by the way? Because I'm into it.
Yeah.
So you would have to take screenshots and then get an iPhone, get a tablet, get a desktop. I love the, is that army green?
Yeah, it's olive green. That's my favorite green. I know it's like so weird, but yeah. So
I like that.
That's a nice setup, B.
Thank you.
How did you get your how did you get your logo to do right beside the words? I haven't been able to do that in a Google site. It's either words or logo, but not both. Like you got your logo to sit over there nicely.
Oh, over here?
Uh-huh.
It only looks okay when you're looking at it from the computer screen, and then when you do the mobile. But when you're in the template, it doesn't set right as well because it's goofy. It's kind of a goofy setup. But one of the things that, like when you're doing this, let me exit out of this. Because you can do it as, and you have to play around with it too, because sometimes what you do is you can set it up as the header type. And I have it as a banner, but you can also like trash that and do it as, you can add it instead, you can do an image itself. And then you upload the image. And then just, so whatever you're gonna do. And then you can like play around with the spacing on this, because this is now the background of this thing. So
Right.
this here is just this little tag, but if I start adding stuff in here, if I just start putting like a spacer in here, let me see here. And then just start like tabbing down. You just have to play around with this, just like this thing. So it'll, and it's not the greatest, but you just kind of have to work around it.
Yeah, okay. And
So
see
I
that,
had to move this one over a little bit and kind of center this one to get it to look like this, but it doesn't look right in the tablet format.
and you know something, as the more I play around with these Google sites, the more glitchy they have their own little things to kind of, kind of make you want to scream.
Yeah.
Overall, for it not to have any monthly hosting fees associated with it, it's not bad, right?
No,
So
it's not bad. And
as
like
long
I
as
said, I do
Yeah.
this at work on a daily basis. The one that I use, obviously, we have support and we can do a lot more with, but it's kind of the same thing. And you just kind of have to, I've already learned to work within the confines of what it has. But that whole thing about the names and stuff, that's where I got this. And I was like, oh, I know that's probably not a good deal. So
yours, let me see, did yours, by moving them side by side like that, did that fix it? Because I don't think
Yeah.
ours looks like that.
yeah. So when you go into it, let me see here. So there, and then
Oh, that looks so much better. How did you get the responsiveness? Oh my, stop it right now. Did y'all see that? Beat and went and put
Yes, I see that. She got a motion back there.
thank you. She got movement, honey. There is
Yep.
movement in the building. Okay.
How
This
you do
looks like
that, Dee?
somebody spent a whole bunch of money doing this. Okay.
that's free. I have this little thing called Laughing Bird, and it makes a GIF, but you can also do this on Canva. I didn't do this one on Canva, but I know you can. And these are these little videos like that you get them from either unsplash.com or Pexels, Pexels.
Yeah.
.com, and you can run those little videos, and what you do is you download it as a GIF. So you can't have videos like playing on the Google site, but you can have GIFs, and GIFs obviously
Okay.
have movement. And then another place where you can actually create and use and manipulate small GIFs for your website, they're called Lottie, Lottie.
Lottie files. Yes.
But this, I have another, I have a program that I use. That's what I use for all of my stuff, like how I get all my things that I do. Let me see here. I'll show you how that one was, because I created this. And you were talking about, what was the name of that thing where you get all those like downloadables and pictures and stuff? Creative.
I use Dreamtime, and you're talking about the mock-ups?
Yeah, the Creative Market.
Creative Market, yes.
Okay, well, I use something called Creative Fabrica. And they have like a special going on. It's like, I think it's $4.99 a month for a year or something like crazy, and you can just download all sorts of stuff. And so I downloaded like all these different things, and I use a lot of different stuff, but I like spending time on that, and a lot of people would probably drive them crazy.
Right.
What's the name of that company again, B?
It's Creative Fabrica. Actually, let me see. Let me find it here. I have a thing. It's this right here. So, oh, they got that. Oh, this is even better than what I pay because I bought my one year for like $4.99 a month. So now they've got it for $3.99 a month. So yeah, so like go in here. Like I have enough, that's my affiliate thing. You don't really get anything for it, but you can put anything in here like so look at all this stuff that comes up. And if you are a member, you pay that per month, you can download any of this stuff. So you'll get PNGs, you'll get, you know, packages. I mean, they put it in all these
You
different
can't beat
formats.
that. You cannot
So-
beat that.
So you can get a PNG and it downloads in a zip file so that you can, you know, give it to your admin or whoever's going to be doing this. So, you know, there's
You
all
just
sorts.
pass it on to them.
Let me see here. I'll give you my little thing. I'll copy this and I'll put it in the
That's your affiliate. Yeah, drop
my
that.
little affiliate thing. It doesn't give me any money. It just gives me like more space, but I've already got the whole thing. But like I can get anything I want in here. Just let me see here, medical. So you can look for medical icons. This is where I get all this. And then I like to use the black and white ones because they're vectors. And then I use a
Are
free
you sharing
program
your
called-
screen? baby?
Oh, sorry. There we go. I like to use these black and white ones because they're vector files. And you
Mhm.
use it's ipicky.com. This is a free program. I'm giving y'all all my design freebie.
I
Giving
love
us all the
it.
gems.
Give it to us.
Create a design, and here's one. It's real easy, and it's you around with it to figure it out. But basically, you go to like the picture, and then you add your image, whatever image. Like, see, this is one that I got here. I went to this is the file that I downloaded, right? And so I like that. And then let's just pull this over here on top of it. And then I'm going to go to lighten, and look at that.
Nice.
And then
I
when
like that,
you
B.
can just export it, or you can just save it to your computer. And you save it however you want, always do the highest. And then you go to removebackground.com or removebg.com. You can do that, and to remove the background so that it's just this image itself. So I use all of those. And then the one that I use a lot too is something that I have, which is called Laughing Bird, which is a program that I bought like lifetime online access to for like, I don't know, years ago. And so I just use it for a lot of different stuff because I'm used to using it, rather than paying for like Adobe $20 a month or whatever. So this one, and this one gives me like all sorts of stuff. Let me see here. CTA. So these are all the different things that I like. I can go in here and I create different formats and templates and stuff. And then let me see, where's the one? Like this one, I tried this one, I didn't like it. I'm just going to show you real quick. So, and you can make GIFs on Canva too. I haven't made them, but I know you can, and that's part of the free thing. But like you can put videos back behind here, and that's what I did with this one. So I have a video, I can go find a video on Pexels.
Okay, that's great. Dropping all the gems tonight, B.
Yeah. That's why I just be quiet and let B talk, because
Exactly.
B can teach her own little training class.
Her own little course.
Okay.
But I mean, there's just all sorts of stuff, like you can watch this video and then download it and then use it on your thing as well. So, and these are all free. So again, I can use this program to make myself a video GIF, but Canva does it too. So I think Canva, Let's see, where was it? Yeah, I tried it on this one. So when you have it set up, I think when you're sharing it, I think you can download as a GIF. Yeah. So if you download this as a GIF, whatever video you have playing in the background, it'll continue to play. So
Okay, that's great.
you can see that in the background there moving. But you do it, you just add it as a layer. So you can do that on Canva too. So those are my design secrets. So iPicky, which again is free. And you can just multiple layer, just get something that's black and white. That's how I make like all these things. And you just hit lighten. Or you can do a change like the colors. You can do all sorts of stuff to it. So, and it's free. You just have to learn to play around with it. So I would sign up and then do that.
Nice.
So,
Well, you guys, it has been a nice class this evening. Is there anybody else that has any questions about anything regarding their specimen collection website that I can answer for you tonight before we go? All right, you guys, scale of 1 to 10, give it to me. 0, I didn't really learn that much tonight. 10, this was a very helpful interaction. It helps me either fix or do more of what I'm doing so that we can continue to have some good feedback. Feel free to let me know in the chat. And as we speak, I have just uploaded last night's replays for the back-to-back classes we had last night. And this replay will be uploaded tomorrow. It will take a little bit of time for it to convert. Thank you very much for the feedback. I very much appreciate it, guys. Love you like,
And everybody have a
like
good
a
night.
piece of cake. And I will see y'all on the next class. Have a good one.
bye y'all.
Bye-bye.